Hi guys! Let's take a look at how to completely remove a white background from a piece of fruit. In your upcoming project 1, you're going to be given a lot of different fruit, and I'm going to ask you to extract those pieces of fruit from those backgrounds and put the fruit into interesting combinations. So I thought we could work on it a little bit here to really give you an idea and an understanding of how deep into this technique I need you to go. Okay, so I chose a fruit at random, and that is going to be the Kiwano. It looks like this guy. That's kind of fun. So I'm just going to click and drag that right into Photoshop. When you click on a file and drag it straight in, that makes that file open inside Photoshop at the correct aspect ratio. So you don't have to worry about creating a document that is so many pixels wide by so many pixels tall. It just automatically does it for you. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to come down to the lower right hand corner of your screen into the Layers panel. On the Layers panel, I want you to find the layer that says Background, and we are going to change this. I want you to call this Original. Click OK. You'll notice that that little lock icon went away. Once you start altering this layer, Photoshop automatically unlocks it. If you want to lock it back, you can always do this. That is just fine. But remember, we're going to be editing, so we need our copy unlocked. The other thing we want to do is we need to preserve a pristine copy of this particular fruit, just in case something goes horribly wrong and you need to start all the way back from the beginning. To make a copy of this layer, there are two ways to do it. There's the slow way, which is right-clicking, and then you're going to go and tell it to duplicate the layer, or you can do it the fast way. On a Mac, that would be Command J. On a PC, that would be Control J. I am going to lock the original layer by clicking the lock icon, and I'm also going to turn off the visibility. Visibility just shows and hides things. Now you can't see that I've done this because the original copy layer is on top of the original, but trust me, it is gone. So that is going to completely preserve that original layer. Come up to where it says original copy, and let's write working. I simply double clicked on it, and that got me to the place where I could edit that title. Below the working layer, you're going to create a new layer, and this is what we're going to call background. Again, just double click on the title, hit enter when you're done, and that will save your change. Okay, just for now, I'm going to turn off working so you can see what's happening back here. I want to fill these blank pixels with black. To do that, you need to make sure that your paint bucket tool has been chosen, and then also choose black for your foreground color. The paint bucket will fill whatever you have up with the foreground color rather than the background color. In my case, my foreground color is black, my background color is white, so the paint bucket will choose the black. If you need to choose a different color for some reason, you would double click on that color swatch and then use your picker to choose whatever you wish. Now, I'm going to click one time on my canvas, and there's my black color. Turn on the working layer again. The next and actually most important step is to save our file. Come up to File, come down to Save. And I want you to take notice of the keyboard shortcut up here, Command S on a Mac. This would be Control S on a PC. Get to know this keyboard shortcut. It is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, so go ahead and click Save, and we're just going to call this Kiwano underscore de-fringing underscore tutorial.psd. And I want you to save this as a PSD, which is going to, by the way, going to automatically happen because we've already got layers in this document. It will turn the format to Photoshop by default. Save this in a folder called Web 135, where you can save all the things that we work on in the semester together. Okay, I am just going to go ahead and save inside this folder. I'm going to click Save and click OK. The next thing we need to do is to get rid of the white background. So we need a different tool. There are many different ways to do this, some of them less painful than others. So we need to choose the less painful option. Let me show you how to do it. Come over to your Tools panel again, and what I am looking for is this selection called the Quick Selection tool. If I were to click on this, you would see that I've got two guys here, the Magic Wand tool and the Quick Selection tool. I'm a huge fan of the Quick Selection tool, so I'm gonna work with this one. When you select that, you're going to see that you have a cursor that has a plus icon in it, and that is really, really what we want. Plus means that we are going to add areas to the selection. If I were to hold down, I'm trying to use PC shortcuts on a Mac. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you up here. If you want to subtract from your selection, you can always go up here to the top where it says subtract selection and then go back to the regular add selection. Leave your choice to add selection, please. This brush size is relatively small. I'm going to increase it just a little bit by hitting the right square bracket key. That's on your keyboard, and it should be someplace just above the return or enter key on the right hand side of your keyboard. I want you to click and drag around the outside of the Kawano. And you can see that I've selected the entire thing. Now let me tell you why that happened. That happened because I am working on the background layer in the Layers panel. I should have been working on the working layer. So I'm going to do this one more time. To deselect those marching ants, I want you to hit Command or Command D on a Mac, Control D on a PC. And let's do this again. Okay, click and drag, my friends. Let's go. All right. That looks like a pretty good start to me, so we are going to leave it right where it is. Now, go ahead and hit delete. That is going to take off the vast majority of that white background. I'm going to deselect those marching ants by hitting Command D on a Mac or Control D on a PC. And what I'm left with is a good rough start to the selection. Now you'll notice that I said rough start. We have to fix this. And there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to show you how to use the eraser tool to get much closer. Okay, we need to zoom in. I'm going to hit Command plus, and that would be Control plus on a PC, Command plus on a Mac. All right, so what I'm seeing down here, and I'm going to hit the space bar to get my hand tool here to just move up. You see all this white fringe? That is not professional. We need to fix that. Okay, this is where the eraser tool is going to come in. The eraser tool can be accessed by hitting the E key on your keyboard, or you can choose the button over on the Move tool. But again, keyboard shortcuts are your friend, so get to know these. You're going to want a relatively small cursor brush. So you can change the brush size by hitting the left square bracket key to go down or the right square bracket key to go up. Just find one that looks relatively good. Mine is set to 4 pixels, and you can see that up here in the upper left-hand corner. And just as a side note, my hardness is set all the way to 100. You can play around with this too and change the hardness, but I'm going to leave it here for now. Now, this is a great place for you to break out that tablet, that digital graphics tablet that you've got at home. It makes the work go so much easier. So I'm going to start doing this, and it's going to take me a little bit. So once I start going, after a little bit, I'm going to speed up the video so it doesn't take quite so long for the demonstration for you. Okay, let's get started. A good idea is to make sure you just kind of get to know what's going on here first. So just a little bit at a time, and let's just get rid of all this white. The white is not your friend. Just like this. You need to make sure that you do not remove part of the fruit at all. Now you're probably saying to yourself, oh my word, that's going to take a long time. And you know what? You're right. When you're first learning how to do this, it takes a long time to get it to go well. But I'll tell you what, the difference between the images of a beginner and the images of a professional have to do with your details. So you need to be patient and work on getting rid of the fringe. Just like this. Okay, let's go out and take a look at this now. So I'll zoom out to get perspective about what's going on and what looks good, what does not look good. I'm seeing a little bit of white down here that I think I would like to go ahead and remove, so I'm going to go back in there. So don't be afraid to zoom in and zoom out and zoom in and zoom out. It will give you a better product. Okay, that's decent. Okay. Now, some of you that have worked with Photoshop before are going, Professor Barker, why are you not working with the Refine Edge dialog box? And here's the reason why. I want you to gain the skills of working with this eraser tool, and then at a later point in the semester, we will work with that Refine Edge dialog box, okay? I promise, and pinky swear. But for now, de-fringe by hand to get a really great product for your project. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video.